My job is not to be easy on people. My job is to make them better, said Steve Jobs. And to his words, he was a complete jerk.
Get your shit and get out. You're done. What are you gonna fire me? No! I already fired you! Why are you still here?
Lately, it seems like the jerks have been winning. This is not because of Donald Trump or the rising tide of authoritarian leaders around the world, but success in other fields as well. Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, James Cameron, Michael Bay, Alfred Hitchcock, and the name goes on when we talk about successful jerks. We'd always draw these stories up to inflated ego and abuse of power until we come up to a situation where you have to lead and get things done. People respond to you only when you are snappy, moody, and strict. Maybe there is something being a jerk after all. Maybe it was key to those entrepreneurs and legendary directors' success. This has led to being confused and fascinated about the subject of leadership. Leadership and success would take a study of its own. Answers can be found by interviews from writers, entrepreneurs, trainers. Maybe they can tell us once and for all how to be a great leader. Being nice can get things done effectively?
See, it's very subjective, okay? It is with the communication what you have with the other person. In terms of communicating with your employees, communicating with the top level people, even communicating with your vendor. So with anything and anywhere, right, your communication is the major source. That's how I see it. So at times it requires to be nice, at times it requires to be harsh. Because that's when you know you can get, that's when you will have the, you have an upper hand over the person that they are liable to do it. Because they keep forgetting at times. So as a person who is staying at the top, you need to consciously remember and tell them, not as the guy of like Hitler, do this, do that. Be polite, communicate the right thing, what you want to do.
Does the word nice and boss go together?
It is not easy to be nice all the time, and especially when you sit in the center chair and you are leading the movement as a leader. It is not easy for you to being very pleased or being very nice with the people. Sometimes you have to be little commandable, little authoritative, little autocratic. But the current generation is not ready to accept all the autocratic leaders who are very firm, very aggressive. We can try to be nice, but it's not always possible. But we need to know where to talk, when to talk, and how to talk with people. There is a slight possibility being nice and also be a leader. I wish it's better to be in both the sides, but it is not possible always.
Dr. Michael Maccabee has written extensively on leadership, and central to all of his writings is a type of person called a narcissist.
Narcissistic type is a person who lacks a strong superego, lacks a strong conscience, but has instead an ego ideal. You can see it in some of the great leaders like Abraham Lincoln. See it in Barack Obama in his autobiography. Talks about creating a sense of who he is.
Narcissists reject the world as it is and instead have a vision of how it should be.
And those people are kind of driven to be leaders because they have a vision, they have a sense of what they want to create, how they want to change the world.
Common traits among all narcissists include undeniable charisma, unshakable conviction, not listening to anyone except themselves, being slightly paranoid, over-controlling, lacking in empathy, being occasionally cruel.
The reason they are abusive is because they have such a powerful vision. And they're going to make sure they're going to realize it. Now that can be a terrible vision, like Hitler. But a lot of people bought into it because they believed he was going to make Germany great, glory. He was going to create glory, even though there were going to be a lot of blood.
Make Germany great again.
Yeah. Right.
I'm going to make our country rich again.
Who is your kind of model of a leader who's not a jerk?
When somebody challenges you, fight back. Be brutal. Be tough.
To prove how he would bring soldiers under his firm control, Sun Tzu beheaded the king's 2 favorite concubines when they failed to command a company of women.
To have the ultimate victory, you must be ruthless.
It's easier to cope with a bad conscience than a bad reputation.
So, do you have to be a jerk to be a great leader? Well, the simple answer is no. It's just one approach of many, and apparently, it's not even the most effective. So, how do you become a great leader? First, you've got to accept who you are. You could be a complete jerk, or you could be really nice. You don't really have much choice in the matter, so best to just accept your nature and build on it. 2. Have a vision. Something you believe in so much and are so passionate about it, and hopefully it inspires others to be passionate about it too. Hopefully it's not genocide or white nationalism, but that's really up to you. 3. Use every trick you got, use every weapon in your arsenal to realize that vision. This means however you get the best out of people, how you keep them in rhythm, knowing what each person needs, setting the tone and keeping pace. And last, not least, accept the fact that it's inevitable that you, yes, even you, are going to be a jerk sometimes.